Gaming kicking things off for week 2 of Asia in ESL Pro League Season 12. It's Beyond's map choice, and they'll probably need a map victory here to stay alive into the third.
Otherwise, they'll lose 2-0.
That's what I'm saying.
Thanks, Jordan. Expert analyst Jordan Mays delivering the goods once again.
I mean, you could always make the argument they could win map 2, but I'm not too sold on that.
Invictus, they're going to start off on that CT side, and we'll see how they do go on that. Initial just holding from Beyond. They do smoke in between that annex area, but Olivia goes and peeks out before the smoke does actually end up landing. SDK going to pick up his P250, try to sneak toward annex, and Beyond looking to try to pinch upper through annex door and squeaky. Door and hut, rather.
Well, here goes QQ, the man we had an interview with. We'll see how confident he's feeling into the server. Jumps straight out and flying, just does not react at all. Destroyer, though, is kind of living up to his namesake. Triple kill, destroying Beyond. And he might even get 4 here as well. My Rolls does cop the headshot. That's a round from Destroyer. And Max missed it. He's walked off.
Mac would have got excited about that. He really loves Destroyer, and unfortunate. Actually, I just want to point something out. Mac crossed his arms in the Destroyer pose. Destroyer does not have his arms crossed, so it's a bit awkward.
Yeah.
He's just standing normally.
Classic Mac, just getting everything wrong.
Yeah, just like his predictions. Unfortunate. Well, that pistol goes a little awry for Beyond after losing that one player on outside, as well as Destroyer just killing everyone in upper. 4 kill from the man. Very beautiful, crisp shooting with the USP. Viva, I thought, was going to save for that AWP, but and just go USP armor, but it is the force buy in from Beyond here. So luckily he's bought up. Beyond looking to try to get straight back into the game. And MP7 bought by KNTZ. You love the MP7, Jordan?
I do love the MP7, but normally only when Tyloo buys it. So I'm not sure what KNTZ is going to be expecting to get done here. Hopefully it's going to be something good, because it's Destroyer's opportunity to continue farming. And he ends with a 5-1 scoreline, because he is actually traded down by said MP7. Flying, however, has an MP9 and a bit of a free farm here. So a lot of money being built up for Invictus off the back of that, and he should be able to get the M4 as well.
What did you think of that 4K in the pistol round from your favourite player, Destroyer, Mac?
I thought it was great. I thought it was a marvelous, what was it, 2K?
4K.
4K. Great 4K. He really wrangled his path in super well as he came into the site there.
Defended the site.
Offended?
Defended.
Defended, yep. Retook the site.
No, he was just holding it.
Oh, okay. Just what you wanted.
Bit of a technical pause.
Look at that,
here,
300 ADR.
That's pretty good.
In how many rounds?
Don't know.
2. Just 2.
That's 1 kangaroo out of 2 from me.
What? Only what? Only
What?
1 out of 2?
What? That's 50%.
What's 2 out of 2?
Kangaroo 2.
Oh,
Kangaroo 2, the kanganing.
Xiao hasn't been able to get involved at all. Hasn't had to. But he's another player on Invictus that you definitely want to keep an eye on. Always seems to
You can take any of the names of the players and just put them in that sentence.
have an impact.
Mm.
But yeah, you're right.
That's why I got so excited about them the other day.
I feel like Xiao is one of the more consistent players on this roster, actually, though.
Yeah, he's good.
Beaver and Flying, I've been a bit up and down.
Nah, Flying's consistent. Look at his numbers. This gamer.
62 ADR, yep.
No, not in this game, just in general.
Oh.
Jordan. Viva, definitely inconsistent. Destroyer, very inconsistent as well. Bit up and down. So I look at Destroyer, I think he's kind of like that X-Factor player. Because sometimes you can watch a game of Invictus and be like, Destroyer, what did he do? I don't really remember. He's just kind of doing his role, whatever.
Or he
But
could be
then
doing
there's some-
everything.
There's some games where he just wins the rounds himself.
Oh, yeah. Oh, and Olivia straight down into the vent. Solo with that bomb, and it looks like that hasn't even been called. That's going to be bomb planted down on the B site. Beyond, no one there to help him. Let's see if they can maybe make their way through Secret in time. You got Zhao, who should be able to get this defuse off, but it looks like it's a wrap from Olivia, just making sure that There's some extra damage, maybe. What's the strat here? Okay, defuse coming out. And beyond, they're just going to walk around the halls. The goal for the round was just to get the bomb down, and that's what's happened. Oh, there was a chance. There was a chance, but that chance did not eventuate to anything. And Olivia, the man who dropped through the vent, got the bomb planted, was still last alive at the end. So, interesting situation. And beyond, yeah, they got money for days going into this round, but they sort of gave up after the bomb went down in round number 3.
Saw something cute from Flying here. So we just head out of spawn. Close open those windows. Chucks a little HE nade up there onto the silo.
Oh, yeah.
Very cute. You'll love to see it.
Cheeky bit of util.
Does a bit of damage too. Invictus in a pretty good spot here. 3+K across the bank of all of their players. Another cheeky HE nade thrown at the correct time from Zhao Sargate. That puts all of those boys into one-shot headshot range. In fact, 3 of them are. Unfortunately, the smoke does not fade favorably for him, and he goes down. That's a man advantage for Beyond, but can they convert on it? Do take that ramp room control now. It's taking their time. A minute on the clock though, so they're going to have to make a decision at some point. The bomb still is in towards lobby there. They've waited for Invictus to make a mistake, maybe get a little aggressive, but no one's made a push. Instead, just a singular rotation down into Decon from Destroyer. Beyond, with 40 seconds, really running the clock down here. They're going to be potentially rushing a little bit to get into the site. Myros wraps under the ladder, but does go down to Viva, and that gives up an AK as well, but traded nicely.
Not over yet for Invictus. They still have Bottle and Destroyer available. Bottle, however, will not be taking too much more of a part in this round. Destroyer through the molly, but now has been heard certainly. Should be swung by double. That's it. Beyond get themselves their first round. T-side going to be important for them. It's their own map choice, so they do not want to let Invictus really get settled in this series early on in the piece.
This is the same Bottle that's been in the Asian scene for a while, right?
Yes.
Yeah, I thought so.
Why?
I just saw his name with Bottle L Jr. I was like, yeah, he's got a son. He's coming in, fragging up like Papa Bottle. Anyway, slower approach from Beyond, not going too early towards outers this time. Xiao just playing a tight line. Straight over in to Trophy. Beyond just playing it slow, looking to eventually go in towards Trophy, but expecting some aggression from Invictus somewhere. Beaver, all the way down towards the top of Secret. That's a pretty solid spot. However, it doesn't look like he's going to have too much impact in the round as Beyond. They're just grouping back up in radio.
Yeah, just a smoke toward outside to keep Invictus guessing, and it seems like Beyond want to try to hit a timing outdoor into upper here.
Off we go. See if Beyond can make this one happen. Destroyer. Oh, he's just so bloodthirsty. He's gone straight down the vent. That's not worked at all. If it did, he would have probably gotten traded by someone coming behind him, but even still, that's crazy. 4v4. Xiao's holding with an AWP. Does get baited by the shoulder peek, though, and STK gets himself across. I'm not sure why. He's still watching Decon. A player from his team just died in there. That's interesting. Anyway.
Whole lot of noise being made.
Somehow Beyond have got themselves onto the bomb site. They've got a numbers advantage.
Xiao just waiting, but STK happily biding his time over there behind Default. It's just a matter of moments. The Pincer coming in. STK down to 4 HP. Needs Kens to make his way through Decon to help him out. Mayrol's unable to get more than a single Bottle with the tap. But he cannot connect, and he doesn't have a kit either, so he's backing away. Round 1 by Beyond here as 2 players survive. Well, that's if Kens gets away from the bomb, which he does. Victor still lead, but Beyond. They are making it costly.
Create a bit of a opening here for Beyond to exploit that economy. To see the player cams firing up a little bit. Invictus on the single reset, saving around Bottle's rifle, looking to buy forward into the next round, and Beyond starting to chip in on this T side, even up that scoreline, and maybe even take the lead here.
Alright, faster approach, wrap around to outers and the yard, it's not safe. Viva was waiting, however a trade did come through. STK doing a very good job, however, again, Invictus, they're just on these default pistols, they shouldn't be able to get these kills for free.
No, definitely not. Beyond investing a hell of a lot of smokes. Few backstabs there for 2 kills, which does recover kind of a dicey situation, at least for the time being. Beyond can close this 3-on-2 in the anti-eco.
Should do, and do. QQ and Olivia finish things off quite nicely. 3 apiece, the scoreline. Another investment for Invictus, though. It's been a nice stabilization from Beyond. Obviously got off to a bit of a rougher start, but now starting to flex their muscles a little bit on the T side of Nuke. It is their map choice, so we're expecting them to know a thing or two about it and how to get around on the map. Invictus won't have too much to work with in this round, though, as far as the utility is concerned. A couple of HE nades, no Molotovs at all, so it'll be tough for them to stop a rush, but don't look to be going too quickly, and they're quite happy to just set things up in the lobby.
Looks like Beyond trying to hit a timing push here. SDK ready with the flash to send them straight through hut. Here we go.
Straight out onto the site, Mayrol's just hunting for an entry, but there's no one really here to find Bottle, just expecting to push through Squeak. He goes in solo, completely dry as well. That was dangerous, but it's worked out. QQ down, flying out of heaven, and this is falling apart for Beyond now. However, Kent still fighting from default. Molotov splits up the troops for a moment, finds another onto Bottle. Knew that he was still waiting there at Secret, and we're back to the 2-on-2 situation.
Yeah, Viva and Xiao. And there's going to be the flash sent in from Viva that allows Xiao to take the peek. Viva, the initial contact, and Xiao gets stuck in a 2-on-1. Beyond win themselves another round. They're mid-rounds and just their dueling, they're brawling really in this instance, kind of getting them through a lot of these rounds.
Reset that CT economy yet again, and they're building up their own cash quite nicely, Beyond. They're in a very, very good position here on the T side of Nuke. Half buy comes in for Invictus. Not something you can take for granted if you're Beyond. Invictus very strong on these pistols.
Again, Beyond just happily going with the slow approach. Expecting Invictus to get aggressive again. Seems to be a recurring factor here on Nuke so far. Olivia hoping that he could find something with the nade through the door. But again, it's nothing. Another minute passes by.
Sort of chilled out T-side from Beyond, which I think from memory is what they sort of played like in their game against Tyloo as well. Although in that game, they didn't really get many options as to what to do because it was Tyloo more or less just running at them on that CT side. And if I'm not incorrect, they actually did only manage to gather 3 rounds on their T side. They came back quite substantially on their CT side. Either way, this one looking a bit better for Beyond already. Off on a bit of a roll. Bottle and Destroyer, the last remainders for Invictus in this round. Hearing a little bit of noise. I mean, is this now starting to be a little bit too late? Like 20 seconds. You're not in the bomb site yet. I know it's a 5-on-2, but if that bomb carrier just dies, oh, if the timing could have been right, you know, if he stays in Annex, sorry, in Hut. Anyway, not a big deal. Beyond, do get it done. They really are waiting down that timer, though, tell you that.
clean one from Beyond. 5 on the board now and starting strong on Nuke, which is their map pick. And the T side's looking solid, so if Invictus can't start to put the pieces together shortly, then Beyond could just run away with it here in the first half. However, again, if you look, it is going to be double AWP setup coming out. Xiao and Viva. Again, just looking to rock the big green on both sides of the map, both extremities.
Yeah, one of them over towards ramp. One of them at outside, bit of a different look. Beyond very quick smokes on top of CT Red there, as well as to windows. There's that HE nade again from upper. Thrown at a good timing. Does a lot of damage.
Flash around. Okay.
Okay, that's not worked out. But that has. Good trade from STK. They're looking sharp at the moment, Beyond. Getting a lot of these 50-50 shots. But flying, creeping through heaven could be a bit of a danger man. STK is close. KNTZ out in the open. That's nice. What a bait and switch from Beyond. Flying was not expecting a player that close. And again, Beyond get themselves the advantage early on in the round.
Well, Bottle with the timing has managed to completely filter outside, clearing everything that he can. Very worried about top of Annex. Looks like he's chosen to go down secret instead. Xiao, nice reaction to find STK there. And again, it's just a dangerous situation. Beyond, where do they go with this one? Bottle, this should be free from behind. Kents goes down. Now Beyond only have one path where they can really head with 20 seconds on the clock. Destroyer at CT Vent looks away at the wrong moment. That could be the opening, and QQ deals with it nicely. Bottle down and Beyond out of nowhere. Just flip the tides again. Now have the man advantage. Now know exactly where Xiao was not too long ago. And should just be able to trade it out off the back of info. Great passive approach in the post plant.
Oh.
It's another single reset on that CT economy. Double AWP doesn't work out for Invictus. And Beyond, I mean, I kind of hesitate to say that the T-side nuke strats are necessarily winning them this game. The trade was good, and STK seems to be doing a good job every time he gets towards this heaven catwalk position. But Beyond, I feel like what's winning them this game is just very no-nonsense approach in the mid-round, just going together. Finding good timings, and a lot of the time they're winning rounds in 3v3s and messy situations.
Alright. Angle held. Xiao with the one dig. Mayrolls on the trade. Solid approach already from Beyond. This time not waiting around too long, getting full control of ramps early with Olivia on the lurk. And he's going to still have some impact there, making sure Flying doesn't get any control of lobby. And this has held the rotation from Bottle over towards Squeaky as well, as the rest of the boys continue to pressure down towards Mega. Viva has to try to make his way through the halls, but I think he's just taking way too long. Trying to stay silent and sneaky here, waiting and expecting the aggression to come through. But everyone's holding shift in this round.
Yeah,
up until this point.
Shift makes you go quieter.
Yeah, it does. It really does.
That's better. Then they don't know where you're coming from.
Very slow approach coming out from both teams, trying to stay sneaky and silent, and Beyond only lose QQ off that first initial engagement and capitalize on it by taking yet another round. That's going to be 4 rounds in the lead Beyond now.
Chugging away on this T side. They're not, you know, blowing Invictus out of the water or anything like that, but it's kind of just like slow, progressive, consistent winning rounds in the same way, you know? Very slow approach. They do try to take certain duels and get, you know, 1 trade or 2 trades, and then all of a sudden it's a 3-on-3 and they win. Now Invictus trying to take matters into their own hands, push in towards Radio Room, but it goes in the favor of Beyond.
Viva, oh, that's going to be a free trade as Olivia walks straight through the crosshair. So Kent's trying to have some impact again on the lurk, goes for the full wrap to hell and might be able to flank from heaven, find potentially Destroyer for free, although Destroyer over towards that Squeaky vent isn't going to be spotted from heaven straight away.
Yeah, Beyond really have abused this outer push time and time again. It would be unreasonable to expect that Invictus aren't aware of it, but seems like Viva not at least checking it. Either not aware of it or not worried about it. Either way, it's his undoing. Now Destroyer, having spotted KNTZ up there in heaven, is going to get that info relayed over to Flying, who has pushed out into lobby. So, bit of information being gathered there for Invictus. And they've decided to go straight down the vent, so I wonder, are they expecting a B push or are they expecting to save here?
I think they just went for the early rotation, hoping that they'd be able to get something out of the situation. But little did they know that bomb was solo coming in from Annex so late there on QQ. I was very worried. I was like, this round, it's about to be lost by Beyond. But Invictus, they take a decisive approach, and unfortunately it wasn't the right decision at that point. However, it looks like the save has been called. Flying was going back down to lower. I have no idea what the hell he's trying to do. It looks like the save's been called. They just got to pick on the exit, and Beyond will stack on yet another. Looking good for the 8-3 scoreline. And if Beyond continue to play like this, slow, progressive, structured Counter-Strike, there is a chance that we could be seeing a 12-3 half, and we could be sending it to the second map quickly tonight.
These sides been dominant from Beyond. No real complaints. Another sort of example of a round that gets a bit scrappy, but Beyond consistently coming out ahead. And, you know, it's the same thing time and time again. Once we get around towards that middle mark in the round, like at a minute or something like that, it's almost like one of the Beyond players seems to get himself into a good position and manages to shoot, you know, a CT in the side or something like that, take advantage of the mid-round. And Invictus pretty consistently getting caught off guard.
The Viva really isolated at outers now. Smoke comes down at the perfect moment for the Molotov not to flush him out. Bottle tries to fight, but they are aware that Viva's still here. Hits another. That's a 2-for-2 situation. And we're back to the 3-on-3. So, Beyond hit the Yui, go straight back over towards T-spawn. QQ. You could see he never left spawn. He was expecting Invictus to again go on the aggressive, push through lobby off the back of the outers aggression. But it didn't happen. So, back to lobby we go. Back to square one for Beyond.
And again, you're just seeing the same thing for them. They just walk together, clearing out these angles. You look at Invictus, they're all isolated in one single position. You know, Flying's over there on Rafter, our Saga's in ramp. All Beyond is looking for is a 3-on-1. And if they lose one player, fine, they just trade back down.
Oh, and how's the timing? So they've thrown some util towards ramp, haven't fully pulled the rotation, and Flying hasn't spotted them going to hut. It's so awkward. Smoke to Squeaky. Flying so isolated out in the open. Destroyer, he's going to be traded through too, and it's up to Zhao again in the 1v2 to try and get this back. Olivia spots him, goes with a repeat solo, and that will be his downfall. Zhao now knows that Mayros has to be hidden around sight. Someone had to plant that bomb.
1-on-1. My rolls close, not expected from Xiao, and unfortunately another one goes the way of Beyond. I mean, Invictus just don't seem to be able to catch a break, even in a 1-on-1. You know, a lot of instances that would normally go the way of Invictus just don't. Another great round for Beyond Esports.
I would almost like describe this as like a chess-like approach, you know? In chess, when you have like a piece advantage, if you just keep trading down material, like 1-for-1, pieces of equal value, you're going to stay ahead. Sometimes, you know, you'll throw out a piece there and sacrifice it to be able to create an opportunity or an advantage. Kind of reminds me of how Beyond's playing these mid-rounds, you know? 3v3, they're always like, all right, we'll trade one player for another player and a more favorable position and utilize that positional advantage to be able to win the round. And every time, when it gets down into these 3-on-3s, that's what they're doing. Just trading players for either positioning or trading down until we get into the, you know, 2v2 or the post plant and they win it.
I think the most impressive thing coming out from Beyond right now is literally just their patience. The fact that they can hold these lines for so long and just wait for Invictus to overstep the mark is pretty crazy, especially in Asian CS where a lot of people seem to have ADHD a lot of the time, love to peek every single thing they can. Smoke to Annex now as Beyond structure themselves to go for the uppers hit. Flying, mollied off of Hut, and maybe able to hold the door push out, but no one's come from Hut just yet. It's a matter of moments. He's able to get an entry, and it's up to Flying now to get something done, but he doesn't clear the side. He tries to drop the squeaky, doesn't work out, and it's up to Xiao in a 1v5 to get any damage done possible. Coming up the vent is just such a rough way to do it. STK holds it from CT vent, and that's
Dominance.
another on the board.
Really dominance from Beyond. And I don't know if this is just because it's Nuke and Beyond, you know, they're really good on Nuke, theoretically. We've seen a lot of good matches from them on this map. And Invictus is, you know, a bit up and down on the map. Or is Invictus still going through a bit of a struggle? I mean, they definitely had their problems against Vici last week. Is it that kind of same thing rearing its head? Double AWP for Invictus this round, so throwing something else against the wall, see if it sticks. Wall of smokes on outer again from Beyond.
Beyond just moving behind the smokes. Gonna head down into lower and test Viva. He's already down there with the AWP. He's got a belt of util to delay as well. If he plays his cards right, it should be good for him, but he misses the first shot and his head's just ripped clean off by KNTZ. And that's probably the round right there. Xiao Sage, he's trying to rotate in with an AWP. It's not happening, my friend. It's really not.
Let's see if he can deny the push. There was the lineup, only found one though. Mayrol's able to trade, and now still some hope in the round. Bottle beats the smoke as well. Spots Olivia with util in hand and almost found the double, but Mayrol's has the cover, and that should be the round now. But let's see if Invictus dare to prod back into side. Flying, finds a head, and now there's yet another chance. It's just back and forth gameplay over and over. Nade straight to default. Destroyer doesn't seem to be aware that someone's playing close. Mayrol's took the perfect opportunity to peek, and they know where Flying was. They know that he was low. 1v3, almost no chance in the round here.
Yeah, in fact, no chance in the round at all, given the way that their timer has ticked off. So he's just going to go and save the AWP if he gets past STK in time, which he thinks he has, but hasn't quite. STK speeds up. He must have caught a little bit of a sight of his foot or something around the corner. 11-3 back. This is unreasonable.
Yeah, well, I called it at the 3-7 mark, 3-8 mark. Beyond their structure, it's just fully hard countering Invictus so far on Nuke. Invictus are unable to get a thing working for them. Maybe they need to be on that T side to try to gain some momentum first. The CT side, just not a strong place to start. Or maybe they just want to throw a map away and say, hey, look, we're just going to do it in the next two.
I mean, that is generally the modus operandi of Invictus. You know, they might win the first map, but then the second map just looks absolutely shocking, or vice versa. And then they're able to generally turn things around and kind of be pretty unstoppable for the other couple of maps. It's always a 3-map series for Invictus. And look, even with this result so far for Beyond, I would say I think they're going to win the map, yes. But the series, not sold yet.
That's it. It just whittles back down to inconsistency, but Invictus already playing from that 2-man disadvantage in the final round of the half. Beyond, even with this advantage, they just don't decide on anything. They happily hold. They know that Invictus has to make the move to get back into the round. It's just smart, structured Counter-Strike, going in pairs, playing off one another. And Invictus unable to get a thing going for them. Xiao almost finds another on STK, tries to find the head, but it's the trade. Belated, but it comes through. And now that's going to be the lower side of the focus. Only Viva here to hold.
It's going to try to hold on from windows. Needs to try to isolate these fights, but Beyond just reroute back into upper. So Bottle, he's found his way into Hut, but with only an MP9, I think Viva's going to get caught off guard here. They're well aware he's in the vents.
Bit of a battle, and 2 1-taps simultaneously. You love to see it. That is going to be the 12-3 half absolute obliteration, and Beyond want to close out map number 1 quickly. Ladies and gentlemen, we're going to a short halftime break. We'll see you in a moment.
could buy you anything, anything on your everything, everything buy you anything, anything on your. I feel on top of the world, I feel on top of the world right now. I feel on top of the world, I feel on top of the world right now. I always wanted the world, I wanna conquer the world right now. I feel on top of the world, I feel on top of the world right now. I call the shots in the man with the plot and we only go bombs away. And no one protecting my mind as a weapon, that's why I'm a dominate. Taking advantage of every second, now I ain't got time to waste. They all tryna sign my name, they want me to sign my name. Counting your blessing while I count that in my winnings. We take 50s and 100s and throw them up to the ceiling. Everything I envision, now everybody gon' witness. Only difference between us is I ain't stopped till I finish. I feel on top of the world, I feel on top of the world right now. I feel on top of the world, I feel on top of the world right now. I always wanted the world, I wanna conquer the world right now. I feel on top of the world, I feel on top of the world right now. Savage, you've been distracted, your best my average, there's a reason for that's a fact. So they snapping back, mad at the fact that I don't have a backup plan, I ain't need that. Outworking everybody when I relax, so I ain't tripping about none of y'all feedback. Heard that, wonder when I'm gonna peak at. And that's why you count your blessing while I count that in my winnings. We take 50s and 100s and throw them up to the ceiling. Everything I envision, now everybody gon' witness. Only difference between us is I ain't stopped till I finish. I feel on top of the world, I feel on top of the world right now. I feel on top of the world, I feel on top of the world right now. I always wanted the world, I wanna conquer the world right now. I feel on top of the world, I feel on top of the world right now. I feel on top of the world, I feel on top of the world right now. I feel on top of the world, I feel on top of the world right now. I always wanted the world, I wanna conquer the world right now. I feel on top of the world, I feel on top of the world right now. I call the shots in the man with the plot and we only go bombs away. And no one protecting my mind as a weapon, that's why I'm a dominate. Taking advantage of every second, now I ain't got time to waste. They all tryna sign my name, they want me to sign my name. Counting your blessing while I count that in my winnings. We take 50s and
12-3 and a fairly unstoppable half from Beyond Esports in the first half of Nuke, which is also the first half of this series. Is it a trendsetter or is it, you know, something akin to one half wonder, one map wonder here for Beyond? We're going to find out. That's a journey that we do have to go on. Invictus will probably be happy to see the end of Nuke if this does end up going by quite quickly, and then they can focus on the rest of the series from there.
Yeah, they just kind of got outplayed by Beyond, playing no-nonsense Counter-Strike, just trading down players and playing patient but effective. Now, Invictus onto their T side need to be the ones to set the tempo, and they've done nicely so far. Viva's found a pick over there, and now they're going to go into uppers.
KNTZ struggling, but he does at least manage to get one kill before... Well, he did die to the headshot, but he would have burned alive into the Molotov. Either way, the rest of the fight didn't go quite so kindly for Beyond. And Destroyer, again, has another good pistol round.
Nicely done for him. I thought that when he started with the 4K in the first pistol, that he would be able to potentially have a pretty massive impact on this game, and that Invictus was going to start off nicely, but after that, not really much happened. Invictus now buying up. AKs across the board. And Beyond do go for that save. So rather than go for the second round buy, they're just going to full save, which against this full AK buy is probably the better decision, to be honest. Even though next round they will be limited on the util. They can pick up some of these AKs or take some of them away for Invictus. That'll be quite an expensive loss for them.
Yep. And Invictus really just need to keep that ball rolling from the outset right now. Not want to give Beyond any little crack to get into. Otherwise, that will certainly balloon quite quickly out into a 16th round for Beyond. It's going to have to be near perfect gameplay from Invictus for the rest of this half to get this back on board.
Yeah, or they can win every clutch like they normally do on the T side of Nuke.
Sure.
Get into the post plant, win every clutch. Question mark, and success. That's the steps for Invictus. Always seems to be the case. And you might say, look, surely that's not a consistent way to win a game. I don't know, for Invictus, yeah, they are a little inconsistent, but it seems to work quite nicely for them. Good job dealing in that anti-eco. Didn't lose any of those AKs. AKs and armor being the most expensive purchase you can go for in the anti-eco. Managed to hold on to all of them. STK's gone straight for the alligator right off the bat. Second or third round of the half.
Love
First
that.
gun round.
Love that. Tends to pick it up relatively often. Has reasonable success. We'll see where he ends up going. Sometimes on top of hut. Sometimes down in the vent. Looks like he's on top of hut this time.
Gets a bit more difficult to use when you have to go for those retakes. Quick smokes towards the left side of outside for Invictus. As well as a smoke in front of door. Looking to limit the information of Beyond before they split through Annex into uppers.
Okay, and he's in a good spot, but he gets his head chopped off by flying. Things just turn around so quickly, don't they? Straight into the second half here. And right behind them, STK with the alligator. How many more can he find? Has to reload. And he's charged down, but that's enough of a distraction for my rolls to get involved in the mix. And damage comes through from QQ as well. They know where Bottle is. This is an unreasonable crossfire to deal with. No chance in hell. And QQ wins the round for Beyond. What? STK just runs around behind them with the alligator and gets one kill. And the rest of them clean it up from there.
Pretty silly situation. And it almost worked. But finished off relatively nicely. Beyond seemingly just want to get this one over and done with as quickly as they can. And this time it looks like we will see the XM positioned in the same spot as before. So Invictus probably won't want to be coming in this direction. STK lays in wait, but flying might just be testing his patience now.
Invictus throw a bit of util. Now I'm going to go back towards this ramp room, try and test my rolls. He still has an HE nade to be dropping and a Molotov.
Oh, big damage with that one. So much for free.
Yeah, going to need to make his opponents a little bit more squishy because he only has the access to the MP9, similar to QQ as well. STK on the alligator as well would prefer some softened up opponents. Invictus, they walk their way into ramp room, but apart from that, they don't really have a whole lot going for them. Now going to start to make their way back towards uppers. Where KNTZ and STK lie in wait.
Oh, STK in such a solid position, though. Could get the free upgrade to the AK if he wants it, and that might just happen. 2-tap. Cops barely any damage for it. Rap's coming around, and so much attention has been drawn. It's the 3K. Make it the quad on the XM. You love to see it as Beyond send us into 14 rounds.
Oh, love a bit of that. Snap, snap.
Bang, bang.
There you go.
That's money. That is money. It has paid off itself and then some. Just running. You don't need to stop. If MC was here, he would be laughing. We could hear him probably from the production room. Having so much fun. I can hear him from his house. I know he's watching. I hope he's watching.
He's probably asleep, I'd say.
He probably is asleep.
Well, rush into ramp room. Ends in a 1-for-1 for Invictus. Now I'm going to start to pick up the pace down into lower, but there's already been the rotation in from QQ and KNTZ.
Bomb makes its way over as the last piece of the puzzle. Molly doesn't spread in time, so bomb plant still goes down safely. KNTZ could be walking into a crossfire if he goes too far forward. It's actually Viva just to peek him and take his head straight off. Free haircuts aplenty. Invictus man advantage. QQ almost able to equalize with Warbang. Has pushed him out of position. Olivia capitalizes, finds a second as well. QQ coming in, but it's Olivia doing all the damage now. Flying, last alive in the 1v2. Is he going to suffer the same fate? On the bomb, QQ gets it. Flying, he's not able to stop this one. Takes a little bit too long, and Beyond send it over to map point.
Invictus only have 3 to 3.5 in the bank, so most of them won't be able to get AK armor.
See you later.
Sharpshooting. Sharpshooting is not enough to get Invictus rounds. Unfortunately, they're kind of just getting outplayed by Beyond. Beyond are playing a much better game of Nuke. That's all there is to it. Invictus are now going to try and put together whatever they can for this fight.
Not a whole lot. And already starts off poorly with Olivia finding the initial pick onto Bottle. Down into Secret, they have got Viva. Actually, a couple more following as well. It seems the rest of the team is going to try and get there as well. That's sharp.
Alrighty.
Viva looking good with the Deagle, and KNTZ. He's under so much pressure, but he still salvages one.
Myrals is over their own windows. Hasn't been cleaned out. It's a pretty important position to be in. And Flying, he's trying to lurk his way into upper, but STK seems pretty switched on at that reverse vent position. As long as he just chills in that spot. He would have been able to catch Flying coming through Annex, but Flying's actually chosen to make his way over towards Heaven, towards ladder base instead. Would be the key move that wins the round. If he's able to catch STK at that CT vent position and Invictus do go up vent into uppers, that could just be their round right there. But you do have Olivia in lobby as well.
Really just rotating forward, and that's going to be the kill that they needed. Up vent they come. Olivia still with full control of lobby though. So walk straight into the crosshair of Viva. That's going to be another headshot found, and it's up to Mayrolls in a 1v3 to get any extra damage done. But again, it's so hard to exit or come up that vent back onto the A site when you know Invictus are in those post planes and probably watching this position.
Yeah, he's not going to go for it.
Yeah, no. They've got 9 more chances to close out the map. Invictus, that's a long hill to climb if they want to take us all the way back to overtime. And look, I had a week off, but I'm here, and I'm going to ask it. Mitch,
Oh, no.
so how many rounds does Invictus need before you start to believe? So both Elfish Guy and Pilski have taken their headsets off, got up, and they're walking away. So I think they don't like that question anymore. So I don't think they have any faith in Beyond. So, you know, cast a bias. You know, but me, I'm not biased. I'm still here. I'm still putting in the effort. Just remember that, chat. Just remember that, spectators at home.
If you like this MacMate solo casting experience, you can go over to his Twitch. But we'll have to wait to give that out because you can see Invictus that is rushing straight into upper. KNTZ, he's trying to hold on, but he gets one bead. Clothesline by the AK. And Invictus, yeah, they're fighting back. But I feel like it's just a matter of time before Beyond just tap it in.
Yeah,
Let's grab that last round.
They just needed that momentum to get back into the game. And look, they're about to put a 7th on the board, which is getting ever so close to the amount, Mitch, which you told me that you were hoping they would find.
Where was it?
Yeah, what was the amount you said before you started to believe?
What's he
I couldn't
talking
hear you
about?
as you were walking away.
I don't remember saying anything about that.
Oh, okay.
Thing is, there is no amount. Because I think this should just be Beyond's game, right? Should just be a win for him.
It should.
Should be.
Can we hit the fast forward? Jordan? Hit it.
Well, I mean, I don't have the button.
What? He's lost the button again.
He's lost the button.
Yeah.
Man.
Bloody hell.
Wait, I found something. What's this? I'm trying to turn the volume up. Oh, that was the volume down. The volume up.
Up.
Oh, wait, we're back there. That was too much. That was way too much, Jordan. Can you say words? I didn't press fast forward.
You did? I thought someone said to press the fast forward
Well, I
button.
couldn't find. I said I found the volume button.
Yeah, but it's just a remote. You press the same button.
Changing
again.
channels.
And today we will be watching the Lions. Do the things.
Do the things. Love
was-
Lions doing the things. Is that
Kangaroos.
David Attenborough?
Wow, there's kangaroos and lions. Yeah, I mean, look, that was my best David Attenborough impression. It probably fell pretty flat.
Did you
Pretty
like my
unfortunate.
David Attenborough section on danking?
Normally, I'm pretty good at that kind of improv stuff, but look, you caught me off guard a bit there, Mac. Oh, well.
Mac wasn't here for my David Attenborough session on Dan King the
When-
last time we saw the Beyond and Tyloo play on Nuke, which was we watched Dan King push lobby with an AWP 10 seconds into the round and then go
Nice.
up to the lobby roof and shoot someone on outside with an AWP on a gun round. Oh, Invictus going to go into lower now. They have unfortunately found their way towards QQ, who was one of the main men with a rifle.
Uh-oh, and KNTZ also has a rifle, and Beyond on, like, 2 guns and some USPs. Now in a 1v4, and Zhao just needs to hit 4 headshots to keep Invictus in the map, but this could be that tap it in you were talking about, Mitch. It's just a matter of moments. Zhao is going to be peaked by way too many men at the same time, and that's going to be 16-7.